All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Guys, the Raptors just got a huge win on the road against the Philadelphia 76ers. You needed to win that basketball game. I know it's early into the season, but these games matter. The Sixers were without Joel Embiid. They're still a very, very talented basketball team, but they're without their best player. Whether or not you're at home, you're on the road, no matter who you have, you got to win that game. That's exactly what the Raptors did tonight, baby. You don't want to lose four straight. They got a very, very nice win on the road. The second half was everything. Now, the Raptors closed the first half off pretty well, which led to the momentum shift there in the third quarter. And then the Raptors controlled most of the fourth quarter until, they controlled most of the fourth quarter. They pretty much had the lead. But Philadelphia, they kept fighting, they never gave up, and they were slowly chipping away at it there in the last couple of minutes. So welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Raptors recap. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for this Raptors win. Let's try and hit 150 likes, as crazy as it sounds. Raptors videos 7 times a week, at least 7 days a week for sure. So hit that subscribe button. We are 70 subscribers away from 9,000. Trying to hit that by the end of November, so it is greatly appreciated. To me, the defense really won that game there late. Andre Drummond was really scaring me. I think it's pretty evident, and I'll probably make a whole video on this tomorrow. The Raptors have one clear problem, and it is lacking a kind of a sturdy center. They made it work tonight. They made it work. You're without Pascal, you're without Yuta, you're without Kem Birch. They made it work tonight. And that shows me a lot about this team, no matter what. Because what a lot of people were saying about the Raptors is they're too young, right? And they are very young. But I don't think they're too young. Now, if they had a couple of veterans on this team, not named Goran Dragic, maybe like some big centers, the Raptors are legitimate contending team. But they're super young. The championship wasn't really the goal for Masai this season, and it's working just fine. It's working just fine. Yeah, they have some problems. They could use a big man, but they're making it work. They're making it work. I don't want to know what this game would have looked like with Joel Embiid. I know the Raptors guard Joel very well, but maybe we should have seen Joel Embiid. Maybe that would have been better. But Andre Drummond, very capable center. The Raptors, I think Freddie won this game. Freddie is the closer. He is clearly the closer. It's without a doubt. And shout out to OG Anunoby. Shout out to Gary Trent Jr. They had huge threes in the fourth quarter. Gary Trent Jr. had an insane three with a couple of minutes to take the lead. And once he drained that three, he pretty much cut off the momentum for the Philadelphia 76ers. And then OG, next possession, maybe it was a next possession after that, comes back, drains a three. But for me, Freddie, he's literally the reason they won this basketball game. 32 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 11 of 22, 6 of 11 from the field, or 6 of 11 from downtown, sorry. 50%, over 50% from downtown. So, Freddie... I don't even have words to describe how good this guy is playing, especially in the fourth quarter. Now, Fred was on point the entire game tonight, but in that fourth quarter, he made some really, really huge threes. He had a huge banked three when they needed a bucket. And what I also like about Freddie is he's attacking. He is in attack mode. Yes, he'll take that three. He'll take a pull-up. He'll take a midi. But he has been attacking, and that was one of the biggest issues I had with Fred after the first 3 or so games, where it's like, yeah, it's cool if you're averaging 9 assists, but you're not scoring efficiently at all. So he's really flipped that quarter. It's been awesome to watch. Gary Trent Jr. and OG Anunoby, they helped chip in. Scottie Barnes also had a huge first half, but Gary Trent and OG with 20 points apiece. We'll talk about Chris Boucher here in a minute because he was huge for him too, to our surprise. But Gary Trent Jr., efficient night, 7 of 16, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 of 9 from downtown, 2 steals. He's averaging more than 2 steals per game. This kid is a legitimate two-way, fun-ass player. He is one of the younger guys who is emerging as like is this a two-way player? Like Gary Trent Jr. can definitely hang. OG, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. We're still kind of waiting for him to just have one of those games where he completely goes off. But keep in mind, I mean, OG is averaging a career high right now. He's averaging literally just a hair under 20 points per game. Tonight's game might have actually put him at 20. He's doing great. He's not shooting the ball great, and he's still efficient. He's still been efficient. He's still playing great defense. Like OG, we're watching him break out right now. And if he could just he's taken half the step. If he could take that full stride, where we're talking 22 points per game, 23 points per game, then we can start having the all-star, all-NBA conversations like OG Anunoby inserting himself as another dominant two-way player in the NBA. Scottie Barnes, 13 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal and 2 blocks. Great game from Scottie Barnes. They really took advantage of him in the first half. I mean, he was scoring very efficiently. He was knocking down his middies. He was attacking. He was getting offensive rebounds the whole game. He was finding his guys open with the 4 assists. I mean, Scottie Barnes, just phenomenal game from him. And Precious Achiuwa, oh man, I don't know why the hell he took that 3 in the fourth quarter. I can't rag on him too much because he did as much as he possibly could have tonight. 4 points, 9 rebounds, 1 of 10 from the field. Horrible. But his passing was still good, and he had 2 steals and 3 blocks. So defensively, he really made up for just what has turned into a god-awful stretch offensively. I don't know what is going on. Actually, I kind of do. He's 22 years old in his first legitimate role in the NBA. It's taking him time to develop. That's it. Chris Boucher off the bench. Oh my goodness gracious. I can't wait to hear what Raps fans have to say about Chris Boucher, because the last 2 weeks it's been trade him. I've slowly been boarding that train, but tonight he demonstrated why maybe you shouldn't trade him. 17.6 rebounds. Oh man, even in the fourth he was having insanely clutch points to just keep the momentum. 7 of 12, 1 of 3 from downtown, a steal, 2 blocks. I mean, come on. What are your guys' thoughts on Chris Boucher? Drop a comment down below. Svi, oh man, they played him late into that game. This guy, he can clamp, low-key. He can score, obviously. He had a really important 3 at the end of the game, just like the whole team had important shots at the end of the game. It's a team effort. It was an insane team win. 5 points for him, and then Delano Banton in 16 minutes took pretty good use of it. 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. So if you look at it from like the splits, I mean, the Raptors, they shot 42.5% from downtown tonight. They shot 44% from the field. They out-rebounded Philadelphia, which is a good sign. Only 11 turnovers. So this Raptors team is really starting to figure it all out. I'm absolutely loving it. So what is next? You got the Detroit Pistons. So tough little 2-game road stretch. I know both teams are without critical players, but still both good teams nonetheless. They got Detroit on Saturday. They're coming off a pretty good win against the Houston Rockets. But it's the Houston Rockets, no disrespect. So that's really it for today, guys. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. I would love for you guys to drop a comment on today's video, not only because it helps out the algorithm, because I love hearing from you guys. I love win or lose. I love the comments. I love hearing what you guys have to say about this Raptors squad. So I appreciate all y'all for watching tonight's video. I will see you guys tomorrow for a Raptors special problem video. So that's it. Peace.